In Japanese drugstores, trust is the secret ingredient in every medicine. Patients expect pure, safe medicine. Pharmacists trust their sellers. Sellers trust makers. But in spring 2024, in a quiet Osaka neighborhood, that trust was broken. No alarms, no fighting, just a small mistake in the drugstore's papers. It was a missing number, easy to think of as a simple mistake, but it showed something bigger. Strong pain medicines had disappeared, replaced by a slow problem that put patients in danger. The theft was silent, showing a weakness no one had thought about, and making the industry face hard truths. This is the story of how a small crime started a big change in how safe medicines are. Tanaka-san, the main pharmacist at Sakura Pharmacy, noticed a small difference in the oxycodone count. His co-workers thought it was just a wrong count, but Tanaka-san felt something was off. He started a careful check, looking at computer and handwritten notes, medicine records, and delivery papers. The missing bottles were always from the same maker, disappearing in small amounts. This was not an accident. It was a pattern. Tanaka-san quietly watched his staff, noting who went into the medicine cabinet and handled the items. During a physical check, he found a sealed bottle with a tiny scratch and a crinkled foil seal. It was a clever trick, but to his trained eye, it was proof. Someone was messing with the packaging to hide what they did. The search for a missing number had become a search for a hidden person within his trusted team. The stage was set for a deeper look. Realizing how serious it was, Tanaka-san quietly called Detective Sato, who started a secret investigation. Security videos showed a young worker, Kenji, going into the storeroom during lunch breaks. Kenji calmly took out 2 bottles, put them in his pocket, and replaced them with messed up ones. The swap was quick and practiced, almost impossible to see. Kenji's replacement bottles had crushed over-the-counter pills, carefully weighed and resealed. He used the trust people had in sealed packages, knowing busy pharmacists wouldn't check every bottle. The thief was not an outsider, but a trusted employee. The proof was clear. Kenji had used his knowledge against the very system he worked for. The drugstore's biggest weakness was inside its own walls. The investigation had found a shocking betrayal. Kenji's plan had big problems for many people. Messed up bottles had been given to patients in great pain, people with cancer, those who just had surgery, who received fake medicine or worse. Tanaka-san and Sato worked all night, making a list of patients who were affected. The danger was twofold: pain that wasn't treated and unknown, possibly harmful stuff. Kenji admitted to using chalk and common pain relievers, but how clean and safe they were was not known. Each bottle was a ticking time bomb. The crime had grown from stealing to a public health crisis. Kenji's reason was greed, but his actions put lives in danger. The sacred trust between drugstore and patient had been broken. The case quickly went to the Ministry of Health. Officials realized the problem could be used across the country. A nationwide emergency check was started, with inspectors looking at seals and packaging of dangerous medicines. Pharmacists put aside suspicious groups of medicine, and supply lines stopped. Checks showed not just tampering, but also mistakes in making: loose caps, badly stuck seals. The industry's standard for how hard it was to tamper with was not good enough. Investigators looked closely at the maker's quality control. The old way of packaging was outdated. Now packaging had to be clearly safe from planned tampering. The whole system was being looked at again. The ripple effect had become a wave of change. The Ministry of Health acted quickly. An emergency team was formed, bringing together rule makers, industry leaders, and patient supporters. Makers pushed back, talking about costs, but patient safety won. Within 6 months, new rules made it a must to have many layers of packaging that clearly showed if it was tampered with for controlled medicines. The goal: make tampering obvious, not just hard. Not following the rules meant big punishments. The government's message was clear: public safety came first. The time of simple packaging was over. The system would be rebuilt on being watchful and open. The lesson from Osaka would not be forgotten. The new rules started a wave of new ideas. Packaging had to show if it was tampered with, not just be hard to tamper with. Seals that were heated onto bottles, plastic bands around caps, and shiny special seals became normal. Special bottle caps and glued boxes added more safety. Each feature made tampering visible and impossible to undo. Patients now met many barriers before getting their medicine. Every step was a check that it was safe. The story of the Sakura pharmacy theft was seen in every medicine. Patients and pharmacists became the last checks in the chain of trust. The medicine was now protected by a strong wall of safety. The system had changed, forever changed by one crime. Packaging that showed tampering brought back faith in the system. Pharmacists, like Tanaka-san, could now check if the product was good with just a look. Patients were taught to check seals themselves, becoming active helpers in their own safety. The worry was lifted from pharmacists. Public health campaigns built back trust. The new rules gave power to everyone in the chain. Trust, once broken, was rebuilt through being open and taking action. The industry's promise to safety was seen in every package. The chain of trust was stronger than ever. Today, what happened at the Sakura pharmacy is still felt in every Japanese drugstore. One act of greed started a big change in public safety. The story is now taught across the country as a lesson in being watchful and responsible. It reminds us that even trusted systems need checks and balances. The world changes, and so must our protections. One small crime spread out, touching millions and making change happen. Every role in the chain matters. The theft, once a danger, became a reason for strength. We learned to face hard truths and build a safer world. Sometimes the most important lessons come from the quietest crimes.